Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to fix your rear door on a 2001 Dodge Ram 1500. This is the quad cab. So it has these suicide doors that fold in. So mine was stuck. I actually already fixed it, but I wanted to show you how I fixed it and some of the common issues on what gets this door stuck so you can't open it. So let's go ahead and get started. So some of the tools you're going to need some Phillips head screwdrivers. You also need a flathead. You're going to need some needle nose pliers. And then you're going to need some of these star screws here. And so you're going to need, mine says it's a size T25 and a size T30 if you're going to be actually replacing this doorknob here. So once you get it all torn out, you'll kind of have an idea on whether you need to replace this or whether something else is going on. So to start, go ahead and flip up your back seat. Don't mind all my emergency preparedness junk. And obviously you need to push your driver's seat forward and fold it forward just so you can get access in here. So there are two Phillips head screwdrivers in here. So you need to loosen those and take those out. This black piece doesn't even need to come out. You just need to loosen the two screws so that they're out of there. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to use that T25 and you're going to take this bolt out right here. So when mine was stuck, what was happening was the top was coming unlatched, but the bottom wasn't. And so a lot of people say that the parts get rusted down here and that you just have to kick on the door. Well, I did that for quite a bit and it didn't come off, so I finally just took this plastic door panel off. So anyways, to get started though, you need to take those two out of here and then the star out of behind the doorknob here. So the next thing you need to do, and I've already done it, is you have three tabs down here that are holding in this rubber plastic. There we go, there's a better kind of angle on it. So anyways, you need to pull those off. When you do that, this whole thing just slides right off there. And you don't need to pull it off of the top though, because really what you need access to is to be able to pry between these two here. Now the next part you're not really going to like, and I didn't like it either, but it's unfortunately just what has to happen to be able to get this plastic panel off. And so really what all that's holding it on now that you've taken those pieces off are, see that yellow piece there? That's all that's holding it on. And so what you have to do is you go through with a flathead screwdriver and just pry it up. And it's going to take a little working. Mine are coming out easier because I've already done this. And so you just got to pop them out. Sometimes they'll pop out like this. Sometimes the yellow will pop through the bracket here that's on the, your plastic panel. So you need to go through, just kind of, I really don't like it, but it's unfortunately just like that, and it just pops right out. And it'll be a little harder if you haven't ever popped this door off, because you can see these kind of get ruined when you do that. But anyways, you need to go around, and that's all that's holding it on now. So go ahead and pop all of those off. I believe there's obviously two at the top, two at the bottom, and then there's like 3 to 4 along all the sides that you need to pop off. So depending upon, you might have a different experience, but if your door is like mine, it'll pop off real easy. You might have an issue getting like that bottom one down there off. But depending upon why your door isn't opening, that might not matter. So as you can see right here, there's a giant hole within here. And you can see I already fixed it. So my bottom rod right there, that bottom rod right here, it had popped off. And so for me to open it, all I had to do was it had fallen back in here. I just grabbed it, pulled it up, and then my door popped open. That was why my door was stuck. So when you have the door open, then you can pop it off the rest of the way. It's still going to be connected right here by this cable. So make sure that you don't just let it hang or you can mess that up. So within here, this is what your door mechanism looks like from the outside. So with the panel pulled back like that, you might be able to get a better look and see like for me, this rod had just popped off. Maybe the bottom has popped off, maybe the top, maybe the cable here is broken. So just make sure that it all works like that. Now if you put it on and it still won't open, it's possible that down in here, because a lot of the dirt and water has easy access to get into here to mess with this, it could very easily get rusted. So this could have been rusted on, but with the door panel, if you're able to pry it back and pry it off like this, you can sit here and you can finally just kick on the door until you finally get that to break off. So a lot of people will replace this handle here. You can buy this whole handle here. You can buy it online. So if that's what you're going to be doing, then you're going to need that T-star thing again, the T30, and it's just 2 bolts here. And you just take that off, make sure your rods are disconnected from in here, and then there's a cable, you can kind of see it here. There's a cable here that you need to loosen out back from this piece here. And that's, if you're going to be, there, you might be able to see it a little better. See it, it's on the ball there. You just need to pop that off if you're going to be replacing this outer handle here. So to reiterate, the main reasons that this door is going to get stuck is either one of these rods popped off, the bottom or the top, and sometimes when they pop off, they ruin. It's because the metal that they're connected into is ruined. And so if that's the case, you're going to need to replace your whole handle. So either those are popped off, something's wrong with the cable in there, so you need to check all that. If that's all good, then it's very possible that this had rusted, and you're going to have to bang out the door to get it to finally come loose, and then you're going to need to lubricate it up real good. So now that you have this ripped off, to put it back, what you're going to need to do is, a lot of these, sometimes they'll pop off and stay on the plastic, your plastic door. Or sometimes they stay in the door, and that's where the needle nose come in, and you just have to rip them out. And unfortunately, I know it kind of ruins them, but if you're super concerned about these getting ruined, you can go to your local hardware store, your local Dodge dealership, and they can have replacements. They should be pretty cheap. But for me, they're still good enough that I'm just going to put them back in. So I forgot to mention, it's a little easier to pull the door off if you pop your window out, because this blocks it a little bit. So just pop your window out as you're pulling this side over here off. So make sure that you put all the yellow plugs right here back, where they need to go. Once you do that, you ought to make sure that your door is actually, that was the reason. So I would close the door a time or two, make sure that it closes, make sure that you can reopen it, and that was the issue. Since it takes a little bit of work to be able to get this, the plastic piece off. So to put it back on, what you need to do is line up all of these yellow spikes with the hole that they go into for each one, and then you're just gonna kind of hit on it real quick and just to pop it in real quick. And then from there, it's just putting the screws back in for this handle. Obviously, if you replace to this handle, putting the screws back in, and then inside this little cup thing here. So anyways, those are some of the most common reasons as to why your rear or suicide doors are stuck closed on these Dodge Rams. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful, and thanks for watching.